Hi, I don't think this video needs a trigger warning, but I'm going to give it to you anyways. If you're triggered by certain emotions or can't handle certain topics, this video is not for you. Hi, my name's Elaine and I am a nurse here in the state of Kansas. I am talking today about censorship. Recently Elon Musk acquired Twitter and some people, not me, some people have found out that Twitter was censoring certain things, and then we found out Facebook was doing the same thing. And then we found out that Google was doing the same thing. I have personal experience with that because when I was in nursing school, I would have to research certain topics. And now in nurse practitioner school, I've researched basically the same topics, just more in depth. And I use the exact same words, and the results are vastly different. And that's not because the sources are newer. So that's fun. So what exactly is censorship, though? According to Merriam-Webster, censorship is to suppress or delete as objectionable. But who gets to determine what's objectionable? Is it you? Is it me? Is it the employee at Twitter behind their computer who's offended by what you said? Is it the CEO? Is it the government? Who exactly says that you can't say what you just said? Well, guess what? We have a handy-dandy little blueprint that tells us what can be censored. You want to know what it is? You want to know? It's the Constitution and Bill of Rights. Yes, literally, our government went and told us, you can say anything. I mean, now, just because you can say it does not mean you are absolved from the responsibilities or the consequences of what you just said, though. So I want to make that very clear. You can yell fire in a theater, but you can get arrested for inciting chaos. Just saying. Just saying. It's not against the law. So what exactly does the First Amendment say? Well, I have my handy dandy little notes here. Remember, I do the research for you. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press or the right of the people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. So I know not a lot of people don't understand Old English, so I'll explain this to you. This means you have the right to exercise your religion, which has been infringed upon over the last 2 years, but that's not what this video is about. You have the right to say what you want. You have the right to get the uncensored press of something, and you have the right to assemble peaceably. So gather peaceably to go and protest. Now, what peaceably means is not looting, not rioting, not like beating people up, not raping people, not stealing stuff, not setting things on fire or shooting at people with your illegal guns. Okay, not that all guns are illegal, but if you have your gun and you're not allowed to have your gun, that's an illegal gun. Again, not topic of the story. So, you have the right to be peaceably gathered to address your government over a grievance. You didn't like the election, you didn't like a new law that they passed, you didn't like that they were infringing upon your freedom of speech. You can go and say that. Hey, government, I don't think what you did was okay. You can do that. You have that right. It's literally the first thing they wrote. So, what does it mean, though, when your government starts to infringe upon your rights and starts to oppress you? Well, it's called tyranny. Yeah. So, according to Merriam-Webster, tyranny is defined as an oppressive power. There's a book that I just finished reading for the first time in my life that really shook my brain. It's called 1984. Whew, I got really messed up over that one. And their government started to oppress the people. And the people just let them. They did. So they started to censor their thoughts and censor their speech. They rewrote their histories. They changed terms so that you couldn't think in a way that they didn't agree with. They were called thought police and double speak. I mean, we're doing some of that now, fact checkers and changing words like suicide to unalive. I mean, people started censoring themselves. We're starting to do that now. I mean, one of my videos are luckily still up because technically I haven't incited violence or any such thing, but If some person deemed that they were wrong, they'd come down right away, and that's censorship. We actually have somebody who had written a book, his name's John Milton, about how censoring your written word is not okay. He goes on to say that exposure of evil is necessary to knowledge of the good. So, meaning if you censor what's happening out there and the people don't agree with it, or the people don't know about it, then they can't go and do anything about it. They can't go and be good. He goes on to say that our faith and knowledge thrives by exercise, and the only way to exercise that in modern times is to know exactly what's going on and what's exactly being told to us, and not some censored version of it. Like, even Confucius, yes, way back when, forever ago, said that those who know the truth are not equal to those who love it. So people who think they know what's going on and they're like, oh my gosh, like, they're telling us everything and I'm so happy for this and da 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 da. They're not the same as the man who actually knows what the actual truth is. He goes on to say that a superior man thinks always of virtue, the common man thinks of comfort, meaning that the person who is totally okay with just accepting the truth is common and not doing anything, and that the man that thinks of virtue is out there and he wants to know and he wants to do better for the people. He goes on to say that an oppressive government is more fierce than a tiger, just like 1984. When the people were being oppressed by their government, they didn't do anything and they were dying. And that's the same thing. Confucius literally says it. They are more fierce than a tiger. A tiger will kill you, but so can your government. But they won't do it in the same way. At least a tiger will come at my face and eat me. I have a chance to try and dodge it or get away. I'm not fast enough for that, but it's not the point. But my government, they do it in sneaky ways. They're not there to protect me. The object of power is power. It's never for the good of the people. And the first step in getting power is to suppress what you can say. And our founding fathers, the ones who established this country, tried very hard to make sure that that wouldn't happen, because they had already lived in an oppressive country. They had already immigrated from an oppressive country who was trying to say that they couldn't practice their own religion. Religion's not hurting anybody. I mean, unless you're going out and like killing people, but I really hope you're not doing that. But it wasn't, to practice your religion doesn't really necessarily hurt anybody. To be able to say that I don't believe you is not necessarily hurting anybody. To go and get the proper news is not necessarily hurting anybody. But oppressing what you say and censoring what you say, that can hurt a lot of people. It has already. People have lost their jobs over things that have been said. I've said very innocent things and not gotten the promotion that I rightly deserved. And what I said was true, because a year later they admitted it. You can't censor people and then still expect them to stay free. It doesn't happen. Go look at 1984.